And the sheer scale of the disaster in Barbuda is slowly becoming clearer. The Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Gaston Brown, gave details in an interview with the state-owned ABS television. He was speaking with Jamaican journalist Garfield Burford, who's working in Antigua.
The first pictures have now emerged. And the Prime Minister, none other than the Prime Minister himself, journeyed to Barbuda, the sister isle, to view the devastation. And it has been a devastating picture that has emerged from Barbuda. It has been surreal devastation on the sister isle. This has been the result of Hurricane Irma's fury, a powerful Atlantic storm, one of the most powerful on record, 185-mile-per-hour winds crashing into the sister isle. That has been the result. We have with us the Prime Minister, who will explain what has happened, what he saw for himself, and as a result, what will happen in relation to the immense relief effort that will now have to be mobilized. Prime Minister, good afternoon and welcome to our broadcast.
Thank you very much, Garfield, and I say a special good evening to all of your viewers and listeners. I have to admit that now the bearer of bad news in that I journeyed to Barbuda this afternoon, and what I saw was heart-wrenching. I mean, absolutely devastating. In fact, I believe that on a per capita basis, the extent of the destruction in Barbuda is unprecedented. And it is unprecedented based on the type of storm. I mean, Hurricane Irma would have been easily the most powerful hurricane to have stormed through the Caribbean. And it is extremely unfortunate that Barbuda was right in its path. And what is instructive is that a difference of 30 to 50 miles involving a hurricane could make a major difference. Because whereas we may have had miles or wind strengths up to about 100 and probably 30 miles per hour, Barbuda evidently would have had 180, 185 miles per hour. And that has made a fundamental difference. From my observation, having done an aerial survey, I would say that about 95% of the properties would have suffered some level of damage. They would have lost at least a part of their roofs. Some have lost whole roofs. Some properties have been totally demolished. It is absolutely heart-wrenching. I mean, the infrastructure, the utilities infrastructure was damaged. The physical infrastructure was damaged. You'd recognize, too, that the island is literally underwater, and that in itself represents a serious threat in terms of mosquito-borne diseases, and we have to be very careful. In fact, you know that we are threatened now potentially by yet another storm, Hurricane Jose. And if that is the case and it's coming our way, then clearly we will have to evacuate the residents of Barbuda. In fact, I'm of the view that as it stands now, that Barbuda is barely habitable. And if we have yet another storm coming in a matter of days, we will have to make special arrangements to evacuate all Barbudans and bring them over here until we can restore some level of normalcy.